Hi, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Sara Russell, Nutritional Therapy Practitioner. I'm so happy to show you today how to make kombucha. If you are among the millions of Americans who buys this beverage from the store, you will learn how to make it for just pennies per gallon. Cheers! Here's a cup of water which I have pre-measured. We are going to make a sweet tea. This is the first step to making kombucha. And then the probiotic microorganisms will transform this into this magical elixir. I'm going to just set this on the stove now and turn the burner on. And I have an organic black tea bag ready here. The kombucha will metabolize the caffeine into something altogether different so that almost no caffeine is left. It will do the same thing to the sugar, which I have prepared here. This is an unrefined dehydrated organic cane juice. What I really like about this unrefined sugar is that it is rich in trace minerals like iron, magnesium, and other minerals that are very good for our body. Now I want to show you my water filter. All I do is pour my tap water into the top of this filter, and then I can dispense clean filtered water without chlorine, chloramines, and fluoride. Now, kombucha, because it's a complex set of microorganisms, is very sensitive to toxins, including the contaminants that I just mentioned. Now, this one tea bag and this one cup of tea is going to be enough to brew 3 gallons of kombucha, which is exactly what we're going to do today. You can do less if you would like, but you can do up to 3 gallons. Now that the tea is brewed, let's discard the tea bag. The next step is to combine the tea with 2 cups of sugar if you're making 3 gallons of kombucha, and whatever proportionate amount if you're making less. As you're stirring, just make sure that all the sugar is dissolved before you proceed to the next step. Now I'm going to pour the pre-filtered 3 gallons of water into a clean mixing bucket. The next step is to combine the water with the sugar and tea. You want to mix this well. I didn't get all the sugar out on the first try, so let's just try again. The next step involves adding 2 12-ounce bottles of mature kombucha from a previous batch or from the store to make your 3-gallon batch of brand new kombucha. So now we're just going to open the bottles. When you make your own, it might fizz a little bit. That can happen. means there's more probiotic goodness. I'm just going to dry my hands. I have now bottled the mixture that was in the bucket into 3 separate gallon glass jars, just like this one. The next step involves adding a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeasts, also known as SCOBY, on top, and then I'm going to close it. You want to make sure that your hands have been washed. I just washed my hands. Don't wash them with soap, just water. This is the SCOBY. I'm just going to place it on top here. Healthy SCOBY is going to float. Now I'm just going to close it. Some people use cheesecloth. I like to use just an old bandana, fold it into a few different layers so fruit flies can't lay any eggs inside. That's always important. And this is just going to sit for 3 weeks. Remember, this is just a mixture of water, sugar, a little bit of kombucha starter, and the SCOBY on top. And it's going to transform your sweet tea into something pleasantly tart, which might remind you a little bit of a soda, and it will be very distinct from anything else you have ever tasted, even if you're used to the taste of store-bought kombucha. Now let me tell you about where you can get a SCOBY. It might not be something that grows in a tree in your backyard, so where do you get one? You can go on Craigslist. There are tons of people out there selling SCOBYs, or better, giving them away for free. I've never bought a SCOBY in my life, and I hope you don't either. There are also tons of websites that will conveniently sell them for $20 to $30 per SCOBY if you just want to be 100% sure that you're getting something uncontaminated and pure. The third option is to regenerate your own SCOBY from a batch of store-bought live kombucha. What you do is you just take the bottle of kombucha, you place it in a mason jar, you add some very sweet tea brewed with an organic black tea bag. It doesn't really matter how much, just, half a cup to a cup of very sweet tea, and make sure that your sugar is organic. Mix that all together and cover it with a gauze or a piece of cotton just like this one. Secure it with a rubber band, and then leave it for a week to 10 days, and you will see a SCOBY just like the one I showed you form on top of your kombucha. Now it's 2 to 3 weeks later, and our kombucha batch is mature. I prepared this ahead of time so I could show you today. Now I'm going to take out the SCOBY. You might notice that it has reproduced, that it has a second layer. The SCOBY is going to last you a lifetime unless you treat it poorly. And you will have many SCOBYs to give away to your friends and neighbors because it will reproduce and split over time. I have now poured all 3 gallons into the bucket, and we're ready for the bottling phase. We have been using beer bottles just like this, and these lids, you can buy these at any beer supply store, but you certainly don't have to go this fancy at the beginning. You can use any bottle with a screw top lid, and that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to leave about an inch of space at the top of the bottle because the probiotic microorganisms will put out some carbon dioxide as they ferment the kombucha. And I'm just going to close it. You don't have to close it super tight. You just close it well. And then we keep the bottle in a cupboard for a couple of weeks, and then we refrigerate it. So just put it away here. This is our bottle capper. If you become a pro at making kombucha, you might get one too. And now we're ready to enjoy the finished product. Kombucha is a wonderful probiotic drink full of probiotic bacteria and yeasts, which produce lots of B vitamins from the sugars that they ferment. Cheers!